Appreciate you, man. Let's see it. Let's hop into it. And for those who might be confused by the names, it's Bridal Druid. Bridal Druid. There's 3 of them, but actually in the mid is Bry, and then we've got Bone Druid in the off lane, and then Bartledew. So I'm gonna do my best to try and keep up with that throughout the stream, but they decided to all change their names. So keep in mind here as we're going forward. That's those are the players. But yeah, starting things off here. Game number 1, Neo. It's kind of like players in the finals. It's a best of 5. Game number 1. Do you really want to start things off doing something crazy, or are you going to do something standard? And right now, it looks like it's going to be more standard, as we've seen lately. I don't know how many games you've been playing lately, Neo, after the switch of the meta, but a lot of players opting to leash for their jungler, giving him that little speed boost to get through those camps early. And we saw Lauber do that there, start things off here in the red side jungle. No shenanigans so far.
Yeah, I love that strategy when you leash it for the jungler. Just give him that little boost of confidence. Like, all right, I'm going to gank for you. I'm going to come to you lane. Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just it gives him that little bit of speed boost. Maybe the mid laner's not quite ready for the jungler to be there so quickly. But we do see the standard ward there in the river on the red side for both teams, just to give them that heads up, like, hey, maybe it's a level 2 gank, maybe it's not. But just a little bit of trade going on here in the offlane. Bone Druid needs to be careful, though. He did not get that level 2. He does now have the level 2, so he can continue to trade. But anytime your opponent gets level 2 before you, it's dangerous, especially a Sevarog. You just don't have enough trade or life still utility. And then in the mid here, we've got Mav. Looks like he cleared a couple camps, immediately came to apply some pressure and rotate into offlane right now.
Oh, yeah, this is looking great in offlane. Mav is just beelining straight over to the offlane, and you got Kwang following up on him.
Yeah, he's going to dodge the rock, but we do have Oba coming in. I think the Sevarog might have just gotten out of there, but, either way, Oba able to take, it's a 1-for-1 trade here. That's going to be Oba getting the first blood, and then the Sevarog going down as well. Mav probably not going to win this fight early. I think that Kwang lately is a lot stronger, but hold on. As I'm saying that, you got to hit your abilities. He does miss the root. If he gets hit by the rock, it's going to be bad. He baits out the flash, gets hit by the rock anyways. I think Mav is going to be able to secure this kill. I'm not sure Oba is up shit creek without a paddle. That's going to be Mav taking him out, and that is a 2-to-1 trade there in the offlane.
All right. I love the patience with that Mav guy. He pulls out the rock, hits a hard flick from the blink from the Kwang flash, and just lands it right on the chin.
Interesting. I'm seeing no game audio as well, so I'm not sure if that is maybe an issue on one side or the other, but we'll try and sort that out. So appreciate you, chat. If anyone sees anything else, feel free to let us know. We'll try to address it as we can. But either way, great start here that's going to be Team Toasty. And it looks like the Wukong is going to be getting a cheeky invade on the red side as well, as he realizes that immediately, right? He just cleared his red side. He's going to be going over to his blue side now, and that red side is going to be free, considering how long that took. But yeah. Neo, after the first 3-4 minutes here, a little bit of action back and forth, but nothing too crazy, right? Just more standard gameplay, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to look at the junglers. They dictate the pace of the match here, and like noticing that Mav beelining across mid, going straight to the offlane, trying to take that little advantage when he sees it, like no hesitations. It just speaks volumes to the match.
Yep, and Oba realizing that there might be an opportunity here in the offlane. That's a good thunk. That's a good knockup. Love the patience there from Oba. He's going to be able to secure another elim. This might open up an opportunity to try and go for a Fangtooth, but I'm not sure if he's going to do just that just yet. Might be a little bit early on that. But that's going to be an elim for him. He's going to opt to go back. Also reset here from Lauber in the offlane. Looks like the Wukong managing to get that red side is going to give him a little bit of an advantage as far as levels and EXP goes. So, the Sevarog opting to scale just a bit more, going to have to back up and reset. And then Bone Druid, that ever-present Iggy in the mid, he's opted for the Alchemical Rod first, which means he's trying to stay in lane as long as possible, farm as much as possible, and out-level his opponent. Really more objective-based. Anytime you see an Iggy on a team, right, they're going to want to go for those objectives first. He's great for team fights, great for positioning and setting up for objectives, but not so great to chase people down. But going into the 5-minute mark, we do have the first Fangtooth up and available, and might be some action with the jungler Mav coming over here into the dual lane. The rock is not going to connect. That is going to signal a backup there in the dual lane, and both teams continue to look for an opportunity here in game number 1.
Yeah, to go back to what you said with the Iggy, it kind of just resonated with me. He's like a backbone for the mid lane, right? Like he, like it's just there. You just can't take his tower. That's like the whole game plan, right? He has to be pre-ready, pre-sorted. That seeing that Mav rock, I love how he misses the CC and he just turns around like, all right, well I tried, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's that's a sign of a good jungler, right? In those cases, is if you miss the ability, don't force the issue. There's no reason to keep going. You missed it. The opportunity's gone. I see more often than not, especially in these ranked games nowadays, people want to try and force the issue, and that is generally the biggest mistake. But he's not going to miss that rock here in mid. There's a rock into a root. That's going to force the flash. Bry is going to get away with his life, but we do have the follow-up here from Oba. Bry stepping up yet again. No rock available, so he is free to do this for now. But I think that is going to be all the damage that can be done. But as I say that, we do have the Wraith rotating over to mid, and that is one of the dangers of having a Wraith support. Don't sleep on it, right? Initially, I thought it was a meme, but the Wraith is just so much poke damage constantly, and it looks like there was enough poke damage done to try and trigger this first Fangtooth. That's 4 members of Team Toasty on it. I think it's going to be for free. We do have the Kwong rotating over. Bartledew is there, but that is going to be the first Fangtooth going to Team Toasty, trying to set the pace. Not much more can come from this. I think it's gonna signal maybe a backup. They are grouped up, trying to look for a fight. There is the disengage, and that is a free Fangtooth for Team Toasty, starting things off here in game number 1.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think this Wraith support is a secret sauce tactic. Looking at what Toasty's done in the previous matchup versus Team Psy, he's pulling out what 55,000 damage with the Wraith support in the 3 matches. It's such a pressure setter. It's such a new meta too, a new strategy that I'm not comfortable with it. I'm used to like having a front line that's like a tank that I could just follow up on. But yeah, I see these guys are a whole nother level. I can't even like imagine it being in those shoes.
Yep. And then we have Oba here in the mid lane. He did just invade onto Mav. So trying to, counteract some of the pressure that was created from getting that Fangtooth, realizing they're low, and now opting to rotate over toward the off lane. No, just kidding. He's going to get his red side right now. And that's the thing as the jungler, right? You want to be able to gank, but you also have to maintain your tempo, right? Tempo is everything in the jungle, and being able to maintain that tempo, gank, farm at the same time without losing too much is just like this kind of balancing act that you have to do. And these junglers know how to do it well.
Yeah, definitely one of the top players for a reason.
Yep. But going on over here into the off lane, we've got Lauber just taking out some of those clones, and I'm grateful to Omeda for changing Wukong. I don't know, maybe a little bit of PTSD associated with that, but the original Wukong, for those of you that do remember, he was a tower destroyer, a core destroyer. He could end the game incredibly fast with the clones that were created. But these ones are, they're menacing, they're annoying, but they're not nearly as OP as the previous one. I don't know, Neo, do you remember the previous version of Wukong?
I still wake up in the middle of the night thinking about those things beating on my towers. Yeah.
Night sweats with that, man. But as we're talking about that, we are going to see a pull for the mini prime. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to completely commit to this. Oba's still in there. He's zoning, or he's having the zoning from Bone Druid, and we've got Bartledew over here as well. Toasty trying to prevent Bry from pushing in as well. There's the root onto Lakeinator. That's going to initiate Lauber to try and get some pressure off of Oba. Still fighting for this mini prime. It's at 1200 HP. I don't know that anyone has Big Smite yet, but there it is. And that is going to go to the side of Team Norf. They're taking that out, but that's going to be Bry being eliminated at the same time. Mav is now ulted, but it's only going to last so long. Mav trying to take out Oba. Oba's now 1 HP. Bone Druid is trying so hard here. Lakeinator taking out Oba, and I think that Lauber looking to get Lakeinator here if he can, but no, the Wraithel is going to pull him back, saving the teammate's life, and that is one of those situations where Wraith is just extremely annoying. You think you have the kill, but now you're Wraith ulted and he gets away for free, and you still have the Wukong still relatively healthy here. He knows that the enemy jungler is just now coming back up. He's going to try and steal a 5 camp. Very greedy here to go for the red camp. I'm not sure about this call.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, look at it. He's just wasting his time trying to get out. No, no. I thought he was chasing. My eyes are crossed.
No, I think ultimately he wanted to see if he could get that red camp, get that red buff, but more or less it's just kind of wasting time. And that is one of the strengths that we talked about, right? Tekken Kid is one of those players in the off lane where he's gonna go for that, right? You kind of have to always recognize and be paranoid as a jungler, like, oh man, if I'm over here, I don't see the off laner, he's definitely taking my camps. And Tekken Kid is one of those off laners that you have to respect. You have to check on him. Otherwise, yeah, he's eating your stuff.
Absolutely correct.
But
I'm thinking about that off lane role, and I tried mingling in it, and I just can't get the grasp of the 1v1, and then managing getting ganked, and then manage trying to like invade the jungle, or it's just a realm I cannot go into.
yeah, and it's one of those roles, right? I think it's marked as easy, which I guess in theory it's kind of easy because you're more or less in a 1v1, but it's by no means easy because you have to recognize and you have to be able to make good judgment calls on when can I go for this? Do I win this fight at this level? Do I win this fight at
Timers,
this level? Yeah, timers. Exactly. Where's the jungler at? Are his camps up? All these sort of things that you
yeah.
have to be able to recognize. And when do you rotate for objectives? That's another one that I don't see people do enough. But we do have an ult going down here for the gadget that has been used. Bartle do also using that ult as well, going down as the fight continues into the jungle. Lauber trying to get Cure. That is going to be Cure taken out. Mav is going to be able to follow up onto Lauber, though. Lauber's still alive. I don't know how he's alive. He does get taken out by Mav, but not before Norf gets a double kill. Now trying to get a triple kill onto this Rampage. I think he's going to do just that, and that is going to allow Team Norf to get this next objective, and that's what I'm talking about, the off lane role, right? You've got Tekken Kid. He's over there. He is going to get the T2 for this. So in a way, it's kind of a decent trade. But at the same time, if Tekken Kid rotates and matches the rotate of Lauber, maybe that fight goes a little bit differently. Maybe they don't get this Fang Tooth. So it's one of those things where you have to consider and you have to trade off, as he doesn't actually get the T2 over here. And now it's kind of an awkward situation because I'm not sure that, no, maybe he is going to get it. If he gets it, then I think it's totally worth it. He does. He's going to get out because how do you chase a Wukong right now?
Yeah. Get out of jail for free card, right? It's built into his kit.
So much movement from Wukong. He's going to get out scot-free. Lauber, just not really much you can do there. Now he's down a T2 at 13 minutes, and that is going to allow a lot of pressure from Tekken Kid, especially with the next objective, right? He can pull multiple people over there. You do not want to give up a inhib for free. But either way here, continuing on, the scoreline 5-6, 1-1 on objectives as far as Fangtooth go. That's a nice thunk there from Bone Druid Norf. Now right on to Cure. Cure using everything. I don't think he's going to be able to win that trade. Definitely not. Oba is going to end up taking out Toasty at the same time. So a nice gank from him. And that should signal this T1 is definitely going to be going down. And we should have another Orb Prime coming up. I think the Mini Prime should be up pretty soon. And you see their Mab also with the invade on the 2 camp at the same time. And that's another thing about playing at this level, right? People are always staring at the mini map. Mav realizing that Oba's over there ganking, goes to check the 2s, gets that for free. Oba realizing, but it's too late, man. It's already gone. I think a little bit of an awkward situation right there. And I think Mav might need to respect it. He is going to be able to get out, but not before taking a bit of damage from Oba. And there's the disengage. The Rampage ult does come out, but now that is on cooldown. He uses it to survive, and it's going to be able to reset. But either way, the next mini prime coming up, he's gonna want to play that a little bit more carefully without his ult available.
Yeah, there's a lot of action happening here in the mid lane. A second ago, I was just seeing. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of the loop. I'm like managing some stuff on the back end and trying to keep up with the in game. So I apologize.
All good, all good. We're gonna keep on rolling here no matter what happens. But Oba now going back to farming here, and like I said before, they are in position to try and fight the next big fight right here. Mini Prime is up. We can see all 5 members from each team trying to rotate. Look for a pick. You get a pick before any sort of objective, man. It's just such a huge deal. And the fact that Team Norf has the Iggy, they have the Narbash as well. I'm feeling it a lot more for their team because the longer this game goes on, the more that Narbash value comes out. But that is going to be Toasty caught out by Bry, and that should signal the mini prime. I don't think that Team Toasty is going to want to stay for this. They will end up losing the fight. There's the stasis from Lakeinator. He does blink out, manages to escape, but I think that they are not going to be able to continue this fight for much longer. Team Norf should be able to pull the mini prime. Team Toasty just kind of stat checking, kind of, calling a bluff right here. But I don't think they want to stick around. The steal is not possible, not something you want to do here. But Mav does have his ult back up. He is going to try for it, but the CC coming out. Norf getting taken out in the scuffle as well. The Gadget doing what he can to try and chunk some things down. Lauber trying to take out the Wukong. The Wukong does get out. Bry taking out Cure. Bunch of people going down. The Rampage goes down. We do lose the Narbash as well. So a 1-for-1 or a 3-for-2 trade overall. Oba now in a really bad spot because the Wraith has returned, but I think he should be able to get out with that mini prime. And if Bry is able to get out as well, then, I'm kind of feeling for Team North as it's a 3-for-3 overall, but they do come out with the objective, and we do have the next Fangtooth coming up here shortly.
Yeah, that team fight was huge for Maddie, the Iggy and Scorch and Lakeinator. I mean, they're great team fight heroes, and I think they both came away with a double kill here in that engagement. Really nice to see these team fights. I like that they were posturing up, trying to see if they could kill, because they knew they were going to lose objective. So it looked like they were trying to kill on exit.
Exactly. And in those situations, that's all you can really do, right? Is try and you don't want to let them get it for free, right? You don't want to let them the enemy team just walk all over you and disrespect any sort of pressure that you're able to apply. So I completely agree with the call there and able to at least equalize the eliminations. But overall, Team North looking poised for this next one. We do have the Sevrog in the offline. So this is going to be a 5v4 situation. Team Toasty, I think, ultimately is going to get this Fangtooth. There's not really much opportunity for a contest here, although we do have the jungler lurking. There's the Fangtooth going over to the side of Team Toasty. Mav jumping in. Rampage ult is used. He's in the face of Oba. Oba is very low, needs to get out as well, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it out alive. Wukong still looking to hunt him down. Cure is going to end up taking down Norf in that fight. And then continuing on here, Mav, very low, needs to disengage. We do not have any other objectives to go for. Big Prime still 2 minutes away from any sort of possibility. So I think the single elim after the objective going to the side of Team Toasty, now 11-10, 18 minutes in. Pretty even so far overall. But again, I think as the game goes on, Team North is going to be looking more scalable.
Yeah. I think this whole Bondrewd was it split pushing while that whole team fight was happening on Fang. It was just huge for him to just get bigger.
Yeah, and that's kind of the decision sometimes is you realize you need to get this T1, right? If it has to go down, you need to be able to create some pressure for yourself. As we know, Bone Druid he's always able to scale as Sevrog. He's one of the better Sevrog players. Is he better than Lauber at Sevrog? I think it remains to be seen. Just because Lauber is he was that one chick, right? Everyone knows Lauber as the Sevrog, but Bone Druid can definitely match him. But hold on, Oba now caught out here. There's 3 members of Team Toasty. I don't think Oba's going to be able to make out of this situation alive. Again, though, it's a little bit early. He's going to be back up for Orb Prime, but it could set up Team Toasty to try and pull that Orb Prime as soon as it spawns, forcing out a response from Team North. Yeah, 30 seconds. He's going to be up right as it spawns. So there is a chance. At the same time, though, I'm not sure that the window is going to be good enough for them to do that, but still nice to be able to secure elim onto onto Oba and try and even things out here. 20 minutes into game number 1 of the finals, and things are looking pretty solid here from both sides.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this comp and seeing how Narbash is playing that dice ball, the 5 points on a dice where he's just in the middle of the 4. It's just healing up everyone. You got the Norf, the Kira, you got the Sevrog. I really love this team composition.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, as things are going on, we do have Mab that was eliminated, but at the same time, Bone Druid getting taken low as well. But Norf able to trade it out onto Cure Tekken Kid extremely low, and I think he's going to get taken out as well by Norf. We do have the jungler Oba back up. He's completely healthy. They've got the Narbash. That is a 100% prime pull. You pull this every single time, and there is going to be absolutely nothing that Team Toasty can do about it. It is at 11K right now. We do have Mav who just spawned, so there is a potential for them to try and contest this, but I think that that's going to result in a game loss if he comes in and dies. That'll be the primordial Fangtooth, but he is jumping into the pit. 1K HP. Oh my God, Team Toasty Mav is going to be able to steal it. Norf losing on the smite there, smite diff, but I think that Lakeinator is going to die for it at the same time. It's a good steal, but they're not going to be able to follow it up too much. We do have the Skylar, who I think has Prime. Toasty has Prime as well, and Mav. So there's 3 members with Prime at the very least. But at the same time, all 5 members of Team Norf are up. They could potentially try and go for this next Fangtooth for some sort of fight. But we'll see here.
How about that Mav jumping in the back of the pit, just stealing the objective, and then like throwing that rock at the enemy team? Like, yeah, come at me. Come at me. But, I mean, realistically, he was waiting for his leap to come off cooldown to get out of there. But so
Yeah.
funny. Good job, man.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful job there done by North. I think that's exactly what you got to do, right? In those situations. I don't know if he had blink or not. Maybe he did. Especially in those situations. If you have blink, it's like, all right, I have to go for this. Ult is available. I can leap out if I have to. So great steal by him. But now we've got the next objective. It's going to be the third Fangtooth. So all 5 members from both team are going to want to come into here, and they're going to want to contest that because you do not want Team Toasty to get that third Fangtooth. And I think everyone knows at this point, it's just one of those things. You have to be there, right? The third Fangtooth is massive, but Mav taking a rock onto Norf. Mav now all by himself. No rock available. It's just the Rampage on this Kira, but I'm not sure that Mav is going to be able to get him. But yes, he is. That's the second rock. Kira is going to take out Norf, but not before the enemy ADC. Kira is going to go down as well. Toasty also going down. So a 2-for-1 trade here going in favor of Team Norf. As I say that, that's going to be Bry taken out at the same time. Wukong also going down. The microwave used by Lakeinator, so no more ults available for him. Lakeinator also getting rooted at the same time, and Oba taking him out as well. That is a 4-for-2 trade. I don't know that that is exactly what you wanted. Great engage initially, but ultimately the follow-up was too good from Team Norf, able to equalize that in a 4-to-1 trade. Beautiful team fight from Team Norf.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally saw Narbash confirm a kill. Maddie literally got a kill in that. I don't know. I don't know. That breaks my mind. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to, right? I feel like I've been in games where I had a support who was like, I didn't want to take the kill. The guy gets away. No, you gotta confirm that kill every single time.
Nothing but regrets.
Exactly. Someone getting away is just the worst. But you know, the fight goes on, the game goes on here, and they did not end up Team Norf not pulling that Fangtooth, playing it smart, and that's one of those things right here. Neo is you don't want to force things. You don't have to force things. If you've got vision, if you've got the waves in position, the game's relatively close, no reason to force anything. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make, especially in ranked, right? Is trying to make something happen that doesn't need to happen just yet.
Yeah, I find myself like antsy in my rank matches where it's like, team, go, rotate, rotate, rotate. There's no time. Just go. Don't hesitate. But yeah, I like the maturity that this team is showing. Like, they don't want to lose an objective if they started or whatnot. Well,
Right.
it's
And
24 minutes in, right? I think they burn it down.
they could, but at this point it's a 50-50, right? And that's not the situation you want to be in, especially with the team comp. Team North wants Team Toasty to fight into them. They don't necessarily want to take the fight per se. So they could force the objective, but more or less, it's kind of looking for an opening right here. No reason to force anything. Look for a root. Look for a follow up thunk, and then you've got the Kwong engaged, the Kira able to finish it off, and ultimately, Team Toasty needs to be able to get to that Kira, right? If they can't get to the Kira, then they cannot win the fight. So that's kind of what we're looking at here. Is lane pressure, trying to maintain lane pressure on both sides. I'm not seeing the wave on the right side, but I have to assume it's neutral at this point. I don't know if Bengal Mac can go take a quick look over there, but we do have a fight in the red side jungle. Norf getting put the pressure on by Tekken Kid, and the Rampage also in on him. That's the flash from Mav also
Ooh.
going in onto Norf. Oba is going to be able to take out Lakeinator, but not before Norf gets taken out. Bone Druid now in the fight with the Sevrog. Beautiful gameplay from Bone Druid trying to peel for his Iggy, realizing that he is the damage dealer. Oba now caught up here in the backline. He's going to get taken out as well. Mav also going down, or Mav low in HP during that fight. The Rock does manage to connect. Beautiful play there from Tekken Kid to shove him out of the tower. That's going to be Lauber, or excuse me, Bone Druid going down, and Cure should be able to secure that tower. This might initiate the pull for Team Toasty to try and get that third Fangtooth. Mav is up. There is no enemy jungle for at least 30 seconds. There is a 0% chance that Bry is going to be able to contest this. He's going to maybe throw some things out. He is going to try and contest this. I don't know about this one, Chief. Mav is very low, but instantaneously rocked, immediately taken out. You got to respect the try, but I don't see a world where that works out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it was Wukong like earlier, where Wukong just jumps into the team fight, kills Norv, kills Oba, and just leaps out and go, and all up in our ears. It's a different hero, right? You can't do the same. But I mean, yeah, you got to give him A for effort, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like you feel like you have to make up for the fact that you were the only one that survived. I don't know if it's like a survivor's guilt type situation, but maybe try and Kobe, maybe try and save the game, because realizing it's third Fangtooth, you never want to give that for free. And, he tried. But now that's going to be Team Toasty getting the third Fangtooth. There is 0% chance that Oba is going to be able to contest for this big prime. So now, 27 minutes in, the Team Norf is going to have to defend double buff. There it is. And they have just also reset. They reset after that Fangtooth. So they are fully kitted. They're ready to go right now. They can continue on this pressure. And I am not sure that Team Norf is ready for the push.
Juiced up, and I think I'm just what Bengal Mac is saying earlier is just resonating right now. It's like three Fangtooths or Prime, and these players at this level. I just want to run away. I don't even want to be in the lobby. I don't want to. I don't want to see this team coming at me like this.
Exactly. And double buff is just it's always terrifying, right? It's always terrifying. You've got Tekken Kid over there completely unopposed. I'm not sure that they realize it. They are just now realizing it, but it's too little, too late. Tekken Kid, as Wukong on that inhib. That inhib is a dead inhib, and now they're going to have to deal with this pressure from both sides. I'm not sure that the mid inhib is. Yeah, he's just going to cut the wave in mid while they maintain pressure on right, and there's very little that can be done here. It's kind of like a dance going on, looking for some sort of mistake, but any sort of pick here onto Team Norf is going to be the end of the game. And this is the strength that we see from Wraith, right? He's got the Primordial. I think Primordial is still on, but that poke damage, especially into the late game, if you're an ADC, you're not having a good time right now.
Oh yeah, you're constantly running right back to the core. No, not recalling, just running straight to the core.
Yeah, and even with Narbash healing, right? It's good, but it's not that good to negate the just the amount of flat damage that a Wraith can do. But there is a rock now on to Bone Druid trying to clear the wave, but it's too little, too late. That's a dead inhib as well. The mid inhib goes down, and that is going to be Bone Druid also going down. The rock does not connect. Tekken Kid is looking to continue the pressure onto Oba. There's a big wave coming in here onto the core. They might just be able to end the game. I think they can do just that. Tekken Kid pushing off Norf. Norf is going to go down at the same time. Mav ult coming out has been utilized. There's the stasis coming out from Bry, but I'm not sure that it's going to be enough as Tekken Kid does take out another one. Bry goes down. We only have Oba and Narbash alive. That's going to be it. Team Toasty is going to take game number one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is game number one of the finals. And wow, what a game number one we just had.
Oh yeah, I really like this guy Norf on carry. I wasn't used to him on carry when he first started playing, but like the more and more I see him, especially on this Kira, he's actually nuts with it.
Yeah, Norf is one of those players I think that can he can fill any role, right? He's a demon on jungle. He's a demon in the mid lane, but his ADC is not something to. You have to respect his ADC as well, right? He's just one of those players that can fill a role at the top level. But I think with that, if I'm not mistaken, Neo, we're going to go to a quick break before we get into game number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.